and the Watertown Cyclones. Before we get started, how about that USA team, huh?
Oh, entertaining.
Isn't that exciting?
Yeah, very exciting. I was a little upset with them against France, though, Jerry, towards the end. I thought that was a little embarrassing, the penalties at the end and the situation that evolved at the end of the game. I really didn't think that was necessary,
no.
but, they're up against a tough nut to crack come Friday when they played the unified team, which is, the favorite. Although the pre-tournament favorite, the Swedes were knocked off today by the Czechs, and they're at a medal conference.
The thing about the Russians, well, you can't call them the Russians anymore, I guess. The unified team is you cannot afford to make any mistakes against them.
They were, one of the commentators last week was saying that not counting dryland training or games or tournaments that they're involved in, they practiced 1,300 hours last year, Jerry. That comes out to 25 a week.
Boy. Well, we're underway here as Jake Morris's line out there. And again, we have a different line, Morris, LaBarge, and Chris Cameron. And Jake has the puck, broken wrist and all, takes it in on the right side. He's ridden into the boards, where actually the Watertown player, Dan Green, tried to, and he fell down. But Watertown comes up with the puck and moves it out. Here is Wilder dumping it in the Massena zone. It rips around behind the net. After it is Jason LaBarge moving it up on the right wing side. He flips it out to center ice. Cameron going after it, couldn't come up with the puck. It bounces to the Massena line, and Todd Collins has it there. Here's Collins over to Brian LeBac. LeBac on the left side, looking to dump it in the Watertown zone. LaBarge racing for it. He's got it in front, and he really couldn't get the shot off. It's picked up behind the net by Clemmo, who doubles as a goaltender. Today he's playing defense, though. Here comes Clemmo moving it out on the left side, all the way to the Massena line. Aaron Barkley is there to stop it and move it back the other way. Here's Barkley in on the left side. He's going to drive it. Hits the goal post, but it was an offsides anyway. And with 14:02 left in the first period on the Bob Post State Farm Insurance scoreboard, we're scoreless.
Aaron Barkley stepped just inside the blue line and really cranked one up, and he had Kelly Campo beaten. It was offside, but he had him beaten cleanly. Campo didn't even move on it. It rang it off the goal post.
Jason Chilton out there now with Sebastian Bergeron and Freddie Kellison. So another combination here. And into the zone it goes. In behind the net after it is Scotty Bryant. The Watertown defenseman loses right in front to Kellison. He tries to center it, but it goes back out to the blue line. And moving it out is Justin Naroda. Naroda flips into the Massena zone. Poke checked right back out to center ice. Here comes Bergeron, has it swept away. And Tim McCready dumps it back in the Massena zone. Now, the last time we saw Watertown, McCready was playing defense, but he's playing a wing today. Here's Aaron Barkley trying to flip it out of the zone. Just barely gets it out as Naroda tried to keep it in. Now Bergeron steps by a check, flips it to Jason Chilton. Chilton rides it just inside the Watertown blue line. McCready takes him out of the play, picks up the puck, drops it back on the defense. Poke to the blue line, and out to center ice it comes. Back to the Massena zone. Chris Aldis is there for the Raiders. Here's Aldis. Backhand pass to Aaron Barkley. Of course, Aldis will get a regular shift all the time this game with Jason LaBarge up playing forward. Headman to Kellison. Kellison takes it across the red line, flips it ahead to Kenny Smith. Apparently Smithy's going to play a wing today as he tries to move the puck and gets knocked down, and the Cyclones dump it in the Massena zone. In behind the net it goes. Here's Brian LeBac. Looks to play it in behind the net. He gets knocked down, but Kenny Smith is back there to pick it up. Of course, these defensemen who move up to play forward, they're always looking back, though. They're always ready to help out their buddies. In the zone, Kenny Smith flips it to Trev Cameron. Cameron trying to go back to the point. It's knocked away. Staying with it is Smith, but finally it slides out to center ice. Todd Collins to Brian LeBac at the Massena blue line. Back to Collins. D to D now. They move it up on the right wing. Smith flips it just inside the blue line. Pokes it in the corner for Trevor Cameron. Cameron has got Morris in front, trying to bounce it. Bounces over Kenny Smith's stick. Back to Collins. He rips it around, winds it up. His shot knocked down in front. Smith fanned on the shot, centers it anyway. Here's Trevor Cameron trying to go across to Adam Morris, but it goes off a stick. In the corner, Morris to Cameron. His shot in front, and it's lifted up over the net by Kenny Smith. Smith had a wide open net to shoot at, and a beautiful pass from Morris, but he flipped it high.
Right on the stick, and Kenny wanted to get it up, but he got it about 6 feet too high. He just put that one right over the glass and one-timed it. But the Watertown Cyclones, just as we suspected, Jerry, they're trying to play a defensive hockey game. They're keeping the weak side wing back, which is a smart move, and playing for that break to help out the defense, and they don't want to be caught on a lot of 3-on-2s.
Off the face-off, we've got the Morris line back out there again, although Jason LaBarge took that face-off. It slides back in the Massena zone, and Mike Ramsdale plays it in behind the net for Chris Aldis. Here's Aldis to Barkley. Barkley Steps by one check and moves it out of the zone. Here's Barkley on the wing to Chris Cameron. Cameron flips ahead for Jason LaBarge across the blue line. Here's LaBarge leading the attack. Goes to Morris. Back to LaBarge off a leg in the corner. Jason picking it up there. Back to Aldis at the point. He cranks it up. His shot and the save made by Kelly Campo, the Watertown goaltender. Now it's Chris Cameron through traffic. Has it knocked away. Aldis keeping it at the point. He winds it up. His shot and Campo makes the save. Puck ripped around the boards to the blue line. Barkley keeps it in. Flips it right in front and it crosses the goal mouth and into the corner. Picked up by Jake. Jake flipping to Cameron. Chris comes out of the center. Centering it. It goes all the way back to the blue line. I don't think Jason saw it. Back in the corner it goes. Off the stick of Barkley. Right in front of Morris. He scores. And Jake scores his first goal after being injured. A beautiful pass from Chris Cameron. And the Raiders go up 1-0.
Raiders had gained the zone and putting all kinds of pressure on the Cyclones. Chris Cameron picked a puck up to the right of Kelly Campo in the corner. Skated right along the dasher. And he found Jake Morris all alone, probably 15 feet out in the slot. Put it right on his stick, and Jake just one-timed it, and it went right between the legs of Kelly Campo, right in the 5-hole. And the Raiders, with 11:52 left to play in this first period, are up 1-0.
So Jake Morris gets the goal. Chris Cameron will get one assist, and Barkley picks up an assist. Okay. Now the puck knocked in the Massena zone. After it there is Peter Chandler. Chandler has it kicked away, gets it back again. Bergeron takes him into the corner, and the puck squirts around behind the net. After it there is Todd Collins. And not much of a forecheck put on by Watertown. Here comes Massena's Bergeron, breaking in the zone. He is upended by Brian Wilson, the defenseman. Back to Collins at the point, flips into the circle. Wilson is there, though, to move it out to center ice. From center ice, here's the shot, goes in behind the net. And Brian Levac will come back to pick it up and play it around the boards for Massena. Comes back in front to Collins. Collins' pass intercepted, but it gets by the Watertown defender. Kellison ahead to Chilton. He's got a breakaway. Here comes Chili in front. The shot. He scores. Jason Chilton on a beautiful feed pass from Freddie Kellison, and the Raiders go up 2-0.
Outstanding pass by Freddie Kellison, and the Watertown defender, the defenseman on the left side, just completely fell asleep, and he allowed Jason Chilton to get in behind him. Freddie Kellison just over his own blue line, looked up and spotted Jason Chilton right at the Cyclone blue line, hit him right on the button with a pass. Jason took it in stride and walked in and just beat Kelly Campo high to the stick side, and the Raiders are up 2-0.
Trevor Cameron coming out with his line mates, Kenny Smith and Adam Morris. And out there for Watertown, we've got the Chandler line. Here's the head man, Adam Morris. He's got Smith breaking, feeds him a perfect pass, and Kenny couldn't get the stick down on it. The puck bounces into the circle, back to the blue line. Aldis, does he keep it in? He does. Flips it in the corner again. In behind the net now. Peter Moles and Kenny Smith going after it. Cameron's in there jamming for it as well. And Kenny's still fighting for it. Finally, it's taken away. And around the boards comes Jory Altieri. Alteri's headman stops just outside the blue line, dumped right back in by Chris Aldis in the corner. Rips around the boards to the blue line, and McCready moves it out to center ice. Here comes McCready, his shot from center ice. That goes wide. Puck whistles around the boards to Kenny Smith. Smith to Trev Cameron, and Cameron moves it out to center ice. Meant for Adam Morris. He was checked. The puck comes to Brian Wilson, the Watertown defenseman, trying to flip it out of the zone. It comes to Trevor Cameron. Now right in front, Adam Morris jams at it, Kenny Smith, and goaltender Kelly Campo has it underneath him.
Oh boy, cardinal sin by the Cyclone defenseman. He, back in his own zone, had the puck and had three white shirts in front of them. Instead of just dumping it to clear the zone, he tried to be a little cute, and Chris Cameron stole it away from him, and Kelly Campo had to make two good saves, or there would have been 3-0. Those two goals coming 53 seconds apart. Jake Morris is 20th of the year, and Jason Chilton is 14th.
Off the faceoff, shot right on by Massena's, well, now he's the winger, Jason LaBarge. Actually took the faceoff. Pretty much going to let him take the faceoffs, I guess, because of Jake's wrist. But anyway, the puck comes back in the Massena zone and is picked up by Collins. Todd Collins for the Raiders. Head man to Jake. Jake to Cameron. Cameron, that's Chris, ridden into the boards. And the puck comes to Chip Stever, the defenseman who rides it around the boards. Todd Collins back at the point. Trying to pass it. He kind of fanned on the pass, and the Cyclones move it up to the Massena line, but it's taken away by Jake on the back check, who flips it ahead to LaBarge. Oh boy, they catch him on a break. Here's LaBarge, and he gets tied up in the corner, trying to flip it back to the blue line, doesn't make it, and the Cyclones move it. It's Peter Chandler. He is ridden into the boards, and the puck slides back in the Massena zone. Raiders are leading it 2-0. We're in the first period on the Bob Post State Farm Insurance scoreboard. Bouncing puck back out to center ice, dumped right back in the Massena zone. Brian Levac is there to collar it, move it ahead. His pass goes by everybody, but it's off. No, they're going to call it icing. Went off a leg, but they call it icing, and face off and move back in the Raiders zone. 7:59 left. First period action here at the Massena Arena. Raiders lead it 2-0 over Watertown on the Bob Post State Farm Insurance scoreboard.
Little thing department, Jerry, line change is so important, and as you mentioned, Massena caught Watertown on a poor line change, and Jason LaBarge was almost sent in free all alone on that right side, but the Watertown defender was able to get back. But important to make sure you change when the puck is in the offensive end, not in the defensive end.
Off the faceoff, Altieri takes it, loses it as Aaron Barkley comes up with it. His pass almost intercepted, but it bounces out to center ice and slowly into the Watertown zone. Racing for it is Chilton, but it's knocked away from him, and the Cyclones move it back out again. It's Naroda. Naroda flips off the boards into the Massena zone. In behind the net is Aaron Barkley again. Barkley's headman to the blue line, knocked down in front on the shot from the blue line, and it's back out from Aldis. Aldis just flips it off the boards. There's a foot race. Goaltender gets up there first, moves it to the blue line, and offsides will be called. That was close. But Barkley took it in after it come out as Kelly Campo came way out of his net to play that. Of course, he had Jason Chilton barreling in on the loose puck, and he didn't really have much choice.
Good call by Mel Tamalti. Initially, I didn't think he was going to make it. A little behind the play, but definitely it came out. And if they didn't blow that one away, I think Aaron Barkley had a shot at the empty net because Kelly Campo was way out of position.
Trevor Cameron's line out now for Massena. Cameron will face it off against Altieri. Here's a shot from center ice, goes off the defenseman, and bounces free to Altieri, who moves it out to center ice. He is checked out of the play. Kenny Smith picking up the loose puck, flipping it in the zone, right back out again. Cyclones move it to the Massena line. Oh, boy, Altieri just got hammered, and there is going to be a penalty against Massena.
He's going to call Todd Collins. Todd thought he got a good check in there. He low bridge number 20, Joey Altieri for the Cyclones, right at the blue line, caught him on the blind side. Altieri had the head up looking for the pass, and Todd Collins coming from the other direction really laid a lick on him, but referee Mel Tamalti felt he got the knee out there, so Cyclones are going to go on a power play.
Tripping the call on Collins. Raiders are going to send out Jason Chilton and Adam Morris. And who else is out there?
Coach Moore doesn't agree with Mel on that one.
Are missing? Aren't we missing a Massena player? They only got 3 out there, don't they?
1, 2, 3. There comes
the other skater.
There he is now.
Brian Levac was one defense. Oh, the puck knocked away by Chilton in front. He takes it into the corner. He's got Morris. He didn't see him. And Chile is going to waste some time. Takes it back out to center ice. Dipsy-doodling and finally dumps it in the Watertown zone, eating up some of the clock on this penalty. Bouncing puck comes to Aaron Barkley at the Massena line. Barkley over to Levac, back to Barkley. Barkley flips it out to Chilton. Chile moves it down the left side. Trying to dump it, goes off a leg, and it's bounced back to the Massena line. Levac is there. His pass knocked down, stolen in front, but poke check. Following it up, it bounces right into the slot, but Brian Levac is there. Here he comes the other way. Brian's turned into a forward now, but he's going to drop it for Adam Morris, who goes right around the defenseman, right in front. His shot, he scores. Short-handed goal for Adam Morris, and Massena goes up 3-0.
Great pass by Brian Levac. He gained his own, picked the puck up at his own blue line, rushed up the ice, gained the Watertown zone, and Adam Morris jumped down on the play, came as a trailer. Brian Levac drove the defenseman off, a little drop pass to Adam Morris, who faked the shot and then walked right around Brian Wilson, the Cyclone defenseman, and cut in sharp to his left and beat Kelly Campo with a low drive to the stick side.
And Massena takes a 3-0 lead on the shorthanded goal. Adam picks up his 23rd goal of the year. Oh, boy. So number 23 has 23 goals. Not too bad.
Not bad for a sophomore.
No, I guess not. Here's Chris Cameron with the puck now, as he's out to kill the remaining 8 seconds of this power play. He backs into his own end, looks up, and then drops it. Here's Todd. Oh, no, that's Todd Manning out there. Now to Aldis, Massena has killed off the penalty as Todd Collins comes back out on the ice. It comes to Jake, and he flips it in the corner. Watertown zone. And after it there is Scotty Bryant. Bryant rides it around behind the net where it's picked up by Peter Chandler. He bounces it out to center ice. Comes to Manning. Manning's pass. Jason LaBarge. LaBarge flips it ahead for Jake Morris. Jake busting in on the right side. He stops in the circle, looking to cross it back to the blue line. Here's Manning's drive, deflected right on the rebound, Cameron, and he hits the side of the net. It's still free, and finally, Kelly Campo reaches out the big glove and covers up. Nice shot by Manning from the point.
Nice low bullet, and number 20 just hovering right off the crease. He's always around that area, and boy, I'll tell you, he jumps on that loose puck like, a dog, a hungry dog on a bone. That rebound came right out to Chris Cameron, and he didn't waste any time. But Kelly Campo was equal to the task. A beautiful save. In fact, he made 2 off of Chris Cameron.
3-0 Massena on the Bob Post State Farm Insurance scoreboard. 5:04 remaining in the period, the first. Back to the point. Levac keeps it in to Kellison, to Chilton. Poke checked away at the last second by Greg Clemo. In behind the net is Kellison, getting tied up there by Chip Stever. Puck bounces into the corner. Sebastian Bergeron ridden into the boards. Coming back after it there is Matt Chandler, who dumps it down the ice, and that'll be an icing call against the Cyclones with 4:43 remaining in period number 1, 3-0 Massena.
That third goal at the 8:52 mark, as you mentioned, Jerry, Adam Morris, is 23rd of the year. Brian Levac picking up the assist on it, put the Raiders up 3-0.
Face-off left side, Massena zone, or I should say Watertown zone. Chile takes the draw, gets it to Bergeron, back to Chilton. His shot to Bergeron, his shot at backhander, and the save made by Kelly Campo, and we'll do it all over again.
Sebastian knocked down on the draw. The Raiders won the draw. It came right out to where Sebastian was standing, but he had been knocked flat in his backside, but he hustled up, got on his feet, and was able to get a little weak backhander off that Kelly Campo corralled. Another face-off to the left of Campo.
Chile will take the draw against Jory Alteri.
Another new combination we haven't seen this year. Jason Chilton, Sebastian Bergeron, and Freddie Kellison.
Mel gets ready to drop the puck. He does. It comes right to Bergeron. Bergeron goes back to Levac at the point. To Bergeron. He deflects it in front to Chilton. His backhander right on the save. The rebound. They score as Chilton picked up his own rebound and put it past goaltender Kelly Campo. And it's 4-0 Massena.
And Kelly, his defense are just standing around like they were cemented to the ice. Kelly Campo made the initial save. The rebound came out, and the 2 purple shirts standing there just were spectators, Jerry. And Jason Chilton just feathered himself right in between the 2 of them, picked up the rebound, and slammed it by Kelly Campo. He's getting no support at all in front of that net.
That's Chile's second goal of the game, and here we've just played over 10 minutes in the hockey game.
That will make him his 17th for the year.
Off the face-off, puck comes back to the Massena line. Brian Levac is there. Coming in to take him on is Jory Alteri. But Levac drops it to Collins. Headman pass, Kenny Smith. He overskates it, and it goes right back out. Back in again. They jam along the boards just inside the blue line. Coming in to help out is Trevor Cameron. He can't come up with it, and it's out to center ice. Finally, the Cyclones are going to dump it. They get their first shot on net from center ice, and Mike Ramsdell, no problem with that. 4-0, Massena leading with 4 minutes left in the first period on the Bob Post State Farm Insurance scoreboard. Long headman pass from Brian Levac meant for Adam Morris, but it bounced up into the bench area. So we'll face it off just inside the Massena zone.
You know, we certainly can sympathize, Jerry, with this Watertown club. Coach Mike Cole, we talked about losing those 5 starters that he hadn't planned on, and their numbers are down in their minor program, way down. So when the feeder program is down, that hurts.
Sure does. Off the face-off, the puck slides right on the shot, and a save, and a good one that time by Mike Ramsdell. As the puck just kind of trickled into the slot and nobody could clear it. Now it comes back into the Watertown zone, bounced back out to center ice. Barkley is there to dump it to an open wing. The lay offsides, Massena apparently didn't clear in time, and they call the offside, and the face-off moves back out again.
Little careless work by the Raiders on that draw. The face-off was to the left of Mike Ramsdell, and number 21, Darrell Wilder, just slid right in between the defense, and the draw was kind of a push, and then it was pushed towards the net, and Wilder was right there, and Raider goalie had to make a great save.
Off the face-off. Now we got a new line. Trevor Brown out there with Mike Hewlett and Eddie Davis. Aldis with a puck in his own end, flips it in the zone. It bounces in behind the net. Mike Hewlett goes in after it, throws a check, and picks up the puck. Centers it right in front. Davis' shot, and the save made by Campo. And Eddie's hard luck continues. Had a great opportunity, but Campo made the save. And Watertown finally clears the zone. Out of the zone is Danny Green, and he's just going to dump it in the Massena end, and that'll be an icing call against the Cyclones. 3:04 remaining in period number 1. The Raiders lead it 4-0 on the Bob Post State Farm Insurance scoreboard.
I really feel for Eddie. I can see him. He's just shaking his head down there, and I know he's talking to himself. He was set up right in front. He didn't make any mistake. He got the shot away, thought he had it to the corner, and Campo made the great save. One of these days, he's going to fill that net, and I hope it's sooner and not later because he just really had some tough luck this year.
Off the face-off, the puck controlled by Greg Clemo. He bounces it in the corner right side. In there is Mike Hewlett, bounces it to himself in behind the net. He's ridden into the boards and kicks it for Eddie Davis in the corner left side. Back to the point, Chris Aldis. Nice job to keep it in. Back to Davis. Davis gets by the check, takes it in front. He's got a wide open, can't get the shot. No, he doesn't. He scores! Eddie Davis gets his goal. And he fanned on the first attempt, but got the second one and makes it 5-0. And that's been a long time in coming, Dave.
Yes, it has. And all his teammates are right there giving him the high fives and patting him on the back. That's good. That was perseverance paid off. And he did a lot of hard work. He came out of the corner with the puck, right out in the slot. And as you said, Jerry, fanned initially, but he stayed with it and fired. Oh, and they're going to change goaltenders. Poor Kelly Campo. But that Eddie Davis stayed with that. He fanned on the first one, but picked up his own miss and then really fired one up high over the left shoulder of Kelly Campo. And Mike Cole showing some compassion. He should be, if he could, he'd change his defense because they haven't given Kelly Campo much help.
So Derek McTurk coming in to play the Nets now for Watertown. I don't know that I'd want to be in that position. Off the face-off, Collins with it from Massena, flips it in the Watertown zone. Big Chris Cameron in there after it. He gets checked but stays on his feet and flips it ahead to LaBarge. In behind the net now. Jason has it poked away. Cameron is there. He jams for it with Peter Moles. It flips it to Morris. Jake goes back to the point. Collins with it. His shot knocked down and goes in behind. Coming way out was McTurk to try to play that. Here's LaBarge in the slot to Jake. Jake lost his edge, falls down, but stays with it. Flips it to Chris Cameron. Here's Cameron, gets knocked down. Flips it to Jason LaBarge. Here's LaBarge back to Collins at the point. In the corner for Jason LaBarge, goes to the side of the net. LaBarge after, takes it around from left to right behind. Back to Collins at the point. Collins shot right on. McTurk makes the save, didn't know where it was, and it comes around the boards. Kept in by Levac. Flipping it to Jake. Jake goes in after it now, dumps it in the corner for Chris Cameron. Looks like a Massena power play, doesn't it? Now the puck goes around the boards to Collins, to Cameron, back to Collins. He's going to take it deep, feeding it to Morris in the slot, bounces by him. Jake goes after it, his shot, save McTurk. Cameron shot, save McTurk, and the bouncing puck comes in behind Cameron. In front to Jake, he deflects it right on the save. McTurk, he kicks it way out high slot. McCready can't get it out of there, goes in the corner. Now Cameron gets railed in front of the net, gets back up again. It goes to Jake, back to the blue line, and finally it's poked out to center ice. Todd Collins picking it up with 1:09 left in the period. He drives it from center ice, and McTurk makes the save. So McTurk has been busy since he came into this game, isn't he?
You said save McTurk about 6 times in 20 seconds.
Here's Eddie Davis trying to flip it through the middle. It's knocked down, bounces to the blue line, and it's out to center ice. We have a whistle, and I think we're going to have a slash on the goaltender.
I don't know where he's got enough energy to have a slash because in the last minute and a half, they just been drilling everything at him down there, but he's been equal to the task. He's a big goaltender. He must go about 6'3", 6'4", and close to 200 pounds, and he's been tested right off the bat, but Mel Tamalti is going to, or is it Lenny Landreau, I guess, finger him for a slashing call, and boy, it never rains, but it pours. Down 5-0, and the opposition's on a power play.
And let's see here. We're going to have the Trevor Brown line out there on the power play. Off the face-off. Brown flips it in the zone. Picked up and dumped down the ice by Brian Wilson, the Watertown defenseman. After it is Brian Levac for Massena. Levac starts out left side of his own net. Some token forechecking. That's about it. He flips it ahead to Mike Hewlett, who bricks it in on the left wing side. Trying to drop it. It's knocked down. Brown kicks it away. Comes right in front. Poked in behind the net. Now bouncing back to the blue line. Collins, nice job to keep it in. He's going to cross it to Levac. His shot deflected. Oh, hit the side of the net. Comes to Mike Hewlett in the corner. 19 seconds left. Here's Hewlett. Back to the point, Collins. He's got a lot of time. He winds it up. It's wide. Deflected side of the net. Eddie Davis takes it behind. Trying to center. Trevor Brown. Oh, he fired it just wide. Around the boards, Todd Collins picking it up again. Collins to Davis, 3 seconds. Here's Davis. I don't think he knows how much time is left as the buzzer sounds. And Massena will go to the locker room leading handily 5-0 on the Bob Post State Farm Insurance round. Every single player on this team can score goals and have all year. Except John Paul.
John Paul's got to notch his first.
Yeah, we're looking for John Paul to score his first goal here pretty soon. John Paul Beauvais, the only Raider who has not scored. Whoops. Chris Aldis was skating and he lost the puck, but Aaron Barkley is there to move it ahead. He goes to Jason Labarge, who takes it in on the left side. We're underway here. Jason, shot, score! He beat the goalie. He came in on the left side and beat the goalie McTurk high to the glove side and just kissed the inside of the post on the way in. And Massena scores a power play goal to make it 6-0.
Larry said, Coach, I told you all along I can put that puck in the net. And he's coming down on his off wing. Jason Labarge is coming down the left side. He's a right-handed shot. And when he on that forehand, he's got all that net to look at, and he made a beautiful shot from about 20 feet out. He picked the top corner on the far side, the glove side, and beat Derek McTurk right up on that top shelf, right up where they keep the peanut butter, and beautiful shot by Jason Labarge.
I think that's Jason's, what, 5th of the year?
That is his 5th of the year, that's right.
Okay, off the face-off, Aaron Barkley with it to Chris Aldis. Aldis ahead to Jake. Jake circles by the D. Here's Morris, flipping it in the zone. Chris Cameron in after it in the corner. Big Cameron comes out of the corner. Stick handles right in the slot. Trying to get the shot off, trying to flip it through to Jake, and it goes off a leg in the corner. Morris back to Aldis at the point. He winds it up. His shot, he fires it wide. Back to Barkley at the other point. Bouncing it in the corner now. Labarge after it there. And it's poke-checked away from him all the way back in the Massena zone, but Chris Aldis is back after it. 6-0 Massena leading on the Peach Jewelers scoreboard. Aldis is going to take it out of the zone himself. Watertown, no attempt at all to forecheck. They just drop back in their defensive posture. I think Massena is going to be called for an icing, or maybe, an icing.
Yeah, Brian, that's a kind of a close call. Brian Levac was 3 feet, or I should say 3 1/4 inches from the red line, and he did rip it into the Watertown zone, and Mel Tumulty decided it was an icing, but most of the time they overlooked that. And you mentioned Watertown not throwing a forechecker. Brian didn't meet a purple shirt until he got to the blue line.
Off the face-off. Puck in the corner. After it is Chili. Chili gets tied up in behind the net. Bouncing puck is kicked free. Comes to Kellison, and Freddie starts it out. Here comes Kellison, busting down the left wing side. Takes it in the corner. Looks to flip it. No, he's going to take it into the slot himself. Dumps it right on. Didn't quite make it, though, as the defenseman cleared it in the corner. Kellison back after it again. Freddie gets tied up, but stays with it. He jams along with Peter Moles in behind the net. Coming back to help out is Chandler. Chandler overskates the puck. It bounces to Moles. He backhands it to the blue line. And the Cyclones, Moles loses it in the corner. Kellison, centering pass right in front. Chilton takes a wave at it, missed it. And out to center ice is Darrell Wilder. Flips to the Massena zone. No, it doesn't make it in. Here comes Chili back the other way. Here's Chilton busting in. His shot, he scores! The hat trick for Chili. And Massena goes up 7-0.
Derek McTurk did not look good on that one. Jason Chilton gained the zone on the right side. Down deep, he was below the dot. Really a tough angle and slid one right along the ice. And Derek McTurk sat back in the net, did not come out to cut the angle. If he would have moved out off of his crease, he would have taken everything away, and Jason Chilton wouldn't have had a chance. But he sat back in there and gave him that far corner, and Chili didn't make any mistake.
So Chilton gets the hat trick. I think that's his first of the year, if I'm not mistaken. And the Raiders go up 7-0 now.
That's his 18th goal of the year, Jerry.
18th of the year, 3rd of the game. And off the face-off, Raiders control. Headman Adam Morris knocked down, but Trevor Cameron follows it in the zone. Here's Cameron trying to drop it to Morris. It goes behind him, back out to center ice. 7-0, Massena leading on the Peach Jewelers scoreboard. We're in the second period. Headman pass goes off Cameron's skate into the Watertown zone. After it is Brian Wilson in behind the net. Cameron, though, steals his pass in the corner. Gets knocked down, but stays with it. Wilson kicks it ahead, but Cameron picks it up. Here's Trevor with it, trying to flip it in. He hit the official with the puck. It bounces to the blue line. McCready slides it out to center ice. He gets knocked down by Kenny Smith, but kicks it, and it goes all the way back in the Massena zone. Todd Collins is there to drop it to Levac. Levac, his pass intercepted, but Collins And Jory Altieri paid the price that time as he ended up on his backside. Puck out to the blue line. And there's going to be a penalty on Trevor Cameron as he kind of had a hold of the Watertown player. And there's the whistle. And T's going to sit out for a minute and a half for holding, I imagine.
You mentioned Joey Altieri. Joey just got jolted. Brian Levac put a lick on him. And the last shift out there, Peter Chandler, he's a sophomore, just on this Watertown club, not too big. He ran into a brick wall. He ran into Brian Levac behind the net, and he was looking for the truck that ran into him, too. So Brian Levac, 2 solid hits out here in his last 2 shifts.
We got Jake out there now with Chris Cameron. And who else do we have out there?
On that last goal, Jerry, Chile picked it up. Freddie Kellison, his 3rd assist, along with Sebastian Bergeron.
That's his 2nd assist. Back to the point. Here's the shot knocked down in front. That's John Paul Bovair out there killing the penalty along with Todd Manning. Manning has the puck, looks up, finally decides to flip it down the ice in the corner. Uh-oh, it's going to go on the goalie, fortunately, because Cameron was bearing in on it. The defenseman wasn't moving too quickly back in that direction. Now Cameron throws a check in the corner, banging for it. It comes bouncing out into the circle and out to center ice. And Cameron and the Watertown player had a few words with each other, but nothing actually came of that. Now the bouncing puck. Here's the shot knocked down and bounces right in the slot. Short side shot. I think that hit the side of the net, but Mike Ramsdell is going to cover up.
Raiders a little careless in their own zone. Not sure. We're on the same page. The defense and the forwards. They're killing a penalty and got running around in their own end. And Mike Ramsdell said, "Hey, enough of that, fellas." So he held on for a face-off to get reorganized. Smart move by Mike Ramsdell.
Jason Chilton and Adam Morris come out, take the face-off. We'll have Aldis and Barkley off the draw to the blue line, kept in at the point. Here's a shot. I don't know if it was on, but Ramsdell kicks it into the corner nonetheless. It's picked up in behind the net by Peter Chandler. He centers it back to the point. Here's the drive off a leg into the corner. Cyclones now try to control it. That's Peter Chandler with it. Stick handling in the corner. He's got Barkley on him, flips it in behind the net. Now Aldis throws the check. The puck comes along the board's left side. Bounces right in front, and Adam Morris picks it up and rifles it. Down the ice it goes. In the corner, back after it is Greg Clemo. Chile takes it away from him. Here's Chilton with it, flipping side of the net. Then he gets knocked down, gets back up again, and there's going to be a penalty for holding on the Cyclones. And good forechecking by Jason Chilton drew that penalty. 10:32 left, 2nd period. And on the Peach Jewelers scoreboard, Raiders lead 7-0.
We mentioned Peter Chandler before, the young sophomore center on that first unit, taking a lick from Brian Levac last shift. This time out, Aaron Barkley thought he had him lined up and was going to put a little lumber on him, and Pete Chandler just ducked right under the check, and Aaron Barkley still looking for him. He disappeared into thin air. He checked nothing but air.
8 seconds left in the power play, or I should say in the penalty from Massena. We're even right now with the Watertown penalty. Then it'll be a Massena power play. The puck bounces to the blue line, bounces over everybody, stick out to center ice. Aaron Barkley dropping it to Chris Aldis. Aldis to Jason LaBarge. LaBarge gets bounced around at the blue line, comes up with it anyway, and starts back out. He's got McCready on him, just skates away from him. Flips it ahead for Jake. Aldis follows up, dumps it in the corner, and gets checked. Puck rides around the boards, and icing will be the call, or not icing, but offsides on Massena.
Again, I know the Raider coaching staff telling the youngsters they don't want to run it up, but they want them, get them tuned for this big game coming up Saturday, and then the sectionals the following week. So they probably will go the 4 units, but they want them to continue to be aggressive and shoot that puck.
Here's Barkley with it to Aldis off the faceoff. He dumps it in the zone, and it rips around the boards to Jake at the 45, left side of the goalie. Here's Morris in the corner to Cameron. Cameron back to the point. Aaron Barkley. Barkley goes to Cameron. He circles out of the corner. Takes it back to the blue line. Stick handles over on the left side now. Right side of the goalie. Takes it in behind. Nobody picks him up. He goes back to the point. We got another penalty on Watertown. And here's Aldis cranking it up. Oh, nice save. The bouncing puck. And oh, boy, there's another shot right in front of the net. And Chris Cameron goes down. And there's at least one Watertown penalty, and there may be another one.
He's sure he's going to call Tim McCready for slashing, Jerry. I think that's the initial call. I don't know about that second one, but we'll see as he comes to the box if it is.
Yeah, he called them both.
Did he call them both? Well, the first one will be McCready because he took a two-handed slash as Chris Cameron was making that 360-degree swing around there. McCready was chasing him and tried to put the lumber to him. So as we look down, there's 3 purple and white shirts in the penalty box.
The other penalties to Peter Moles. I think he got a high sticking call.
And that was after the whistle, too.
Oh, boy. That means Massena will be 5 on 3 for a long time.
Oh, boy. And I think the recipient of both of those violations was Chris Cameron.
Yeah.
McCready put the lumber on him as he was trying to chase him. Chris Cameron, as we mentioned, he went 360 degrees. He started at one dot and right around. He came up to the blue line to the other dot and was circling, looking to find someone open. And McCready was chasing him, and all the while he gave him a two-hander. And then after the whistle blew, number 24, as you mentioned, Peter Moles, flattened Chris Cameron.
Yep. He's got his helmet off over on the bench, rubbing his head. Although I didn't know you could hurt that head.
Well, we have a little time here. I don't know what the delay is. The referees.
Look at Cameron.
Chris Cameron is smiling. He's not injured. He's
must have caught his forehead on the ice when he went down.
Okay.
He's got something right on the middle of his noggin.
Well, we've got 2 punched up on the board, and the third one will be a delayed call.
Yep. So Massena will be 2 men up for a long time, but Watertown clears the zone. Let's see. We've got Todd Collins out there along with Brian Levac, Jason Chilton, Fred Kellison, and Adam Morris. It comes to Kellison. He takes it in the corner. Kellison trying to drop it to Chili in the slot, but it's knocked away to the blue line, but not out. Levac does a good job keeping it in. He's going to wind it up. It's blocked by the D. It comes to Kellison. Back to Collins at the point. To Levac, cranks it up, and it's knocked down as Jory Altieri got his stick in front of that shot. Altieri is out there. Brian Wilson is out there. We'll pick up the other one. Here comes Adam Morris across the blue line. To Chili in front. His shot. Big save, and covering up is Kelly Campo as Chili gunning for number 4 that time. And a nice pass from Adam Morris.
Big save by Derek McTurk. And on that, Greg Clemo, his penalty had expired, and he's starting to come out of the box, but you can't when you're on a delayed penalty like that. You have to wait till a stoppage of play. And referee Mel Tumulty, the veteran official, just kind of gave my hand signal, stay in there, son. Now he's coming over and telling the penalty timekeeper, who's ever keeping the time down here, that's a delayed penalty. You can't let that guy out of the box till we get a whistle. Now they're going to get straightened around on the delayed penalty, when to plug that one in. But big save by Derek McTurk.
It is 7-0 Massena. Raiders on the double power play here. Although Watertown's got 4 skaters out there, they shouldn't. Let's see what happens here. There should be another penalty time up on that clock.
Yeah, and he's Mel Tumulty saying, hey, fellas, you got 2 in the box and 4 out here, 5 out here. That's 1 too many.
I guess so. Now they got a minute 23 up there. All they had to do is figure out the time from when the other one ended is when the second one started. Back to the point. Sometimes that's tough, though, under pressure. It comes to Jake. His shot right on, and the save made by Kelly Campo.
There was a case of Jake with the cast right there at the dot, and Jake more or less, it was a wrist shot, but it was almost like a shot put, and it was just a wounded duck that went up there. He can't get much on that.
Is that like a suffering duck?
That's like a suffering duck.
Face off left side. Cameron's going to take the draw, and he flips it to Jake, who goes back to the point. Here is Barkley. Barkley to Aldous. Aldous skates right in front. His shot, the save, the rebound right in front to Jake. He shoots it and scores. And Jake Morris had wide open net to shoot at as he gets his second goal of the game. But I'll tell you what, you and I could have scored that one as the goaltender way out of the play after making a good save in Aldous. But Chris just kept going in. Nobody picked him up. The other forward had fallen down. He skated in, came right in on the goalie, got the shot off. McTurk made a good save, but he gave the rebound right to Aldous, who slid it across the crease. Jake, wide open net.
You mentioned Aldous. He got the puck at the blue line, 60 feet out, and he walked in. He was looking all the time. He was going to crank it, and the more he looked, the path widened, and he walked right into about 5 feet. Massena
now with a one-man advantage. Here comes Cameron. Cameron gets knocked in front, stays with it. Now he finally gets railed, that time by Greg Clemo, and the Cyclones come back out and shoot it right in on the Massena goalie, Ramsdale, who covers it up. It was a bouncing shot from center ice. And 47 seconds remain in the penalty. Massena leads 8-0, I believe. They haven't put the 8th goal up on the scoreboard yet. Who is down there anyway? Kip. Kip hasn't put the 8th goal up yet. Kip Morris.
He's having trouble with those delayed penalties, I think. Got his hands full. The goal is least of his concerns right now.
There we go, Kipper.
Mentioned Greg Clemo. I think he's an alternate on the select team, Jerry.
Okay.
Some of the Raider players have made.
Face-off will be in the Massena zone.
21st of the year, Jake Morris, Jason Labarge picking up an assist, and that's Jason's 22nd assist of the year. And Aaron Barkley also picked up an assist, and that's Aaron's 15th assist of the year.
So this is definitely a game for the stats. I'll tell you, 8-0 now Massena. And I imagine it's going to be worse before it gets better. Hard check thrown on Cameron, but the puck comes to Morris, taken off his stick, and back the other way comes Altieri. Flips to the Massena line. Levac is there to break it up as he and McCready jam for it. It goes up into the Watertown bench. And with 8 minutes left in the second period, the score is 8-0 Massena. 28 seconds left in the Massena power play.
Tim McCready tried to put a lick on and to Trevor Cameron right here in the neutral zone, and he did knock Trevor down. In fact, they both went down, and I think he might have got the worst of it. But full marks for a good effort by Tim McCready. He stuck his nose right in there.
Off the face-off. Massena wins the draw. It comes to Levac. Long headman pass to Trevor Cameron. He busts in on the left wing side. He's got Adam. Centers it. Oh, and the goalie got a stick on him. McTurk. Good idea, but McTurk made a good play to break it up. Back out to center ice is Todd Collins. He dumps it right back in the zone. Rips around the boards. Jason Chilton stepping in to pick it up. Back to the point. Levac. Back in the corner it goes to T. Cameron. Cameron to Chilton right in front. He deflects it just wide of the net. In the corner. Todd Collins after it. Penalty is up. We're back to 5-on-5. Puck around the boards. Collins. Back to the point. Levac. Levac flips it in the corner. Trevor Cameron is there. Here's Cameron, has it poked away, gets it back again, flips it to Chilton at the 45. Chilton kicks it to Cameron. Cameron steps in front, drops it behind. Adam Morris wrap around right across the goal mouth. And around the boards it goes to the blue line. Trevor Cameron with it. He gets railed by McCready, and the puck slides out to center ice. Here come the Cyclones with a 2-on-1. The drop pass, who was that to? Todd Collins, and back out to center ice it goes. Adam Morris busting by the defense. Wilson. Morris takes it wide, centers it right in front. Chilton shot, he fired it wide. Puck around the boards again, picked up there by Greg Clemo. Clemo flips it to the blue line. McCready, he just slides it out to center ice. Here's Jory Altieri. Chile pokes it away from him. Bouncing puck, McCready backhands it in the corner, Massena zone. In behind the net is Barkley. Aaron picking up the loose puck, bounces it out to center ice. Chilton trying to come up with it. He does. Kicks it. Back it goes to Levac. Here's Brian across the blue line, Watertown zone. Drops it for Mike Hewlett. Hewlett loses it off a skate. The bouncing puck comes free. Here's Levac in front, and it's poke checked away. Comes to Eddie Davis. Circles out by the blue line. Drop, nice one. Barkley, he tees it up. His shot just wide. Puck around the boards. Levac flips it in the corner to Mike Hewlett. Hewlett trying to get by the official. He slides it right in front. Trevor Cameron shot saved. Rebound in behind the net. And finally, it's picked up there by the defenseman Chip Stever, and he bounces it out to center ice. Into the Massena zone. Back after it is Aaron Barkley. Barkley in behind his own net now, coming out right side. He's going to shovel it over on the other side to Chris Aldis. Aldis headman pass to Hewlett. Hewlett looking for Brown. Here comes Trevor, busting in on the left wing side. Looks to center it right in front to Davis. It's poked away at the last second, and the Cyclones move it back out to center ice. Into the Massena zone it comes. That is Greg Clemo stick handling it. He finally loses it to Barkley. And the puck picked up by Trevor Brown. Here comes Trevor, moving it out to center ice, trying to flip it ahead, goes off a leg to the blue line, dumped back down the ice. That'll be an icing against the Cyclones, and the whistle blows. And with 5:16 remaining in the second period, Raiders lead it 8-0 on the Peach Jewelers scoreboard.
Little things department, Jerry, little things that you don't want to do. Peter Moles had been serving a penalty. His penalty was up. The Raiders had putting all kinds of pressure in the Watertown zone. Peter went down in like he should to help out. He broke his stick, but instead of staying down there and try to get a whistle, whatever, he left and went to the bench, actually again creating a 5-on-4 situation. You don't want to do that. You have to play without that stick when the puck is down in your zone. Maybe you can fall on it or kick it to a teammate or whatever. But
take another team, opposite team out of the play.
Bad mistake by Peter Moles.
Off the face-off, Massena wins the draw, but it goes back out to center ice. Todd Collins circling to his own blue line. His pass intercepted, but it's cleared ahead by Levac to Hewlett. Hewlett to Brown, breaking in. Brown centering pass, Eddie Davis. Oh, big save by goaltender McTurk with a glove. It comes to Davis short side. He hit the post or the crossbar. Back to the point. Levac shot. Bounces into the circle. Off a body. The puck bouncing free to the blue line. Levac doing everything he can to keep it in the zone. He did. Comes to Hewlett to Brown in front. Here's Trevor stick handling it. He's taken out of the play. Davis staying with it. Bounces away from him to the blue line. Brown keeps it in. It goes to McCready. McCready looks to clear. Eddie Davis, he overskates it. The puck bounces to the blue line. Brown again flips it into the slot. And it's dumped and out to center ice. Levac picking it up, waits for his wings, takes it across, but offsides will be the call as Trevor just couldn't get out fast enough.
We mentioned, it's no break for Watertown when the Raiders put out their fourth unit of Trevor Brown, Eddie Davis, and Mike Hewlett, that combination tonight, because they're just salivating. And Eddie Davis had a chance for 2 goals. Trevor Brown put it right on his stick, a beautiful pass, and McTurk made a big save. Right back a second later, Eddie Davis got it again and rang it off the crossbar.
That's bad luck.
Oh, boy.
No question about it. Off the face-off, we have got Jason Labarge taking the draw on the Jake Morris line here. The puck dumps into the Massena zone. Jean-Paul Beauvais in after it. Here's Beauvais. Gets tied up but stays with it. Moves it in behind and flips it over to Todd Manning. Manning, stick handling in the circle, looking. Still has it. Being forechecked. First time, the puck stolen in front, and the save made by Ramsdell. And Manning just played around with the puck a little bit too much and didn't clear the zone when he had a chance. Some good forechecking there by Darrell Wilder, and he got a good shot off.
Excellent job by Darrell Wilder. He just stayed with it, and as you mentioned, just took it away from Todd Manning and stripped it from him. Walked right in on Mike Ramsdell, and just at the last second, it kind of rolled on him, so he didn't get a lot of lumber. But excellent job by number 21, Darrell Wilder.
Off the face-off. Puck comes to Jean-Paul Beauvais. He moves it in behind the net. Looks to headman. He does. Jason Labarge. Labarge ridden into the boards. The puck comes free. Bouncing around. Now they tie it up again. Still tied up, apparently. Whistle blows, but it had already come free. And we'll have a face-off at center ice.
We almost had a casualty out there, and it wasn't one of the players. It was Lenny Landrew, the official. He got caught in traffic. Looked like it was a rush hour at St. Catherine's and Bloor Street or something. They were just whizzing by him, and he didn't know which way to turn. He couldn't get out of the way. So fortunately for Lenny, he wasn't run over by a Mack truck.
3:45 left, second period. Raiders on top 8-0 on the Pete scoreboard. Now do we have Chris Cameron out there with Labarge and Morris. So Chris is going to take the face-off now off the draw. It's dumped to the Massena line. Todd Manning back after it. Todd's got the puck at the blue line, moving it ahead. Bounces into the zone. Here comes Jason Labarge all by himself. In front, his shot. He fired it wide. Comes to Cameroon in the corner. Chris with the puck now. Gets by a check. Stays with it. Goes to Jake. Jake circles. Moves it back to the point. Todd Manning, his shot, knocked down in front of the net. And I think Chris Cameron's going to, I think Jason Labarge is going to get the goal. The goaltender came way out of the net compo and gloved it, but it got away from him. And it was poked in the net. It was either Cameron or Labarge, and I'm not sure which one.
And there was a penalty, a delayed penalty on that, Jerry. Mike Ramsdell was to the bench when the goal finally went in. And we're going to get matching minors. Chris Cameron.
I don't know what Chris picked up his penalty for.
Well, he probably will call him, he and number 16, that's Scott Bryant.
That penalty had come first, Bryant's penalty. And then Cameron's came after the goal, I think.
Yes, definitely. Chris's was after the fact. I thought they'd waive the Bryant penalty. Chris Cameron doesn't know. He's questioning.
But Bryant's penalty would have had to have been after the goal. Otherwise, the goal would have wiped it out.
That's right, yep. But you notice the buffer over here that we have between the official and Chris Cameron. Captain Jason Labarge and Captain Jake Morris are both over here. I think they're acting as a buffer between Chris Cameron and the official, saying, hey, Chris, you got a minute and a half. We don't want you to get a 7.5 tacked onto that. So I think that's a good, smart move by the Raiders captains. And, this Watertown club, I want to give them full marks, Jerry. They're down by 9, and I was going to say there haven't been too many penalties up until this point. I think Watertown, each team picked up a penalty in the first period. Here in the second period, Watertown's got 4 and Massena's got 2, I guess it is. Yeah, but they haven't stopped skating.
I'm still not sure why the Watertown penalty is still up there. Obviously, it came after the fact.
Yeah.
But, yeah, because the penalty they had called was waived when the goal was scored. So this was a little action after the fact.
Yeah, I think it's just a little, oh boy, here comes. Chili's going.
It leads me to believe that Chris got a misconduct.
He got a misconduct.
Jason LaBarge did get the goal. Let's see if we can pick up the penalty as play goes on here. Chris Cameron, he got the roughing. Yeah, he did get a misconduct. And Bergeron has the puck, flips it in the zone. He's ridden off the play, comes out the center ice. Trevor Cameron is there. Here comes T back across the blue line, trying to drop it through to Bergeron, but it's cleared outside the zone. So apparently Chris said something he should not have and picks up the misconduct.
Yeah, he's got a roughing and a misconduct, and Brian just picked up the roughing.
Here comes Barkley, stick handling in the zone into the corner. He's ridden into the boards by Clemo, but it's taken away there by Bergeron. Back to Barkley. Aaron trying to come into the middle, and Clemo pretty much ties him up, but Trevor Cameron is there. Here's Cameron in the corner now, stick handling it. Still got it. Flips it. Oh, to Aldis, wide open. Here's Aldis cranking it up. His shot to save. Rebound. Bergeron whacks at it. And finally, it's covered up by McTurk. We're down to 2:11 left in the second period. Raiders lead at 9-0 here on the Peach Jewelers scoreboard. 21 seconds left in the matching minors.
One thing that the Cyclones have tried to adjust to, Jerry, that they weren't doing in the first period, and probably Coach Mike Cole gave them somewhat of a tongue lash in the defense. They are trying to move the Raiders out in front. First period they weren't. They just letting them buzz through there at will. Here at least they're trying to move them out of there. Yeah, Trevor Cameron's tougher to knock down than one of those dolls you throw balls at the circus. You know, he gets parked out in front. You just can't move him out of there. You can't knock him down.
4-on-4. Adam Morris out there to face off against McCready. Off the face-off. In the corner it goes. Adam comes up with it. Back to the point. Collins flips it in the corner. He gets checked by McCready. The puck whips around the boards to Freddie Kellison. Kellison gets his feet taken out from under him there by the defenseman Peter Moles, but the puck comes to Adam. Back to the point. Here's Collins winding it up. Oh, Kellison missed one there. Deflected it just wide to Adam in front. His shot, he scores. Adam Morris, just as the penalties had elapsed, and Massena gets their 10th goal, and Kellison picks up his 4th assist of the game.
His 4th assist, and he could have had a goal. He was just a little behind the goal line. He's got to park himself out in front of that net to redeflect that. Shot came from the point, Todd Collins, and Freddie missed the deflection, hustled in the corner, picked up the puck, and just turned and fired it right out in front. Adam Morris was parked about 6 feet out in front of the goaltender McTurk, and bingo, on the stick, in the net, before McTurk could blink. Great pass, great shot by Freddie Kellison, and a great one-timing shot by Adam Morris.
So Morris picks up his 2nd goal of the evening,
and that's his 24th.
Kellison and Collins picking up the assist, and we got Trevor Brown's line out there.
And 24 goals in 23 games. That's not bad. Wow.
Off the face-off, here comes Mike Hewlett, stick handling by one. Flips it to Eddie Davis in the corner. Davis after it. Looks to go back to the point. Collins has it poked away. Down the ice it goes. There's a foot race. Racing in on it and trying to come up with it there for Watertown was Scott Bryant, but he didn't really get much wood on it. Levac comes back the other way. Here's Bryant across the blue line. Trying to drop it, but he's tied up along the boards. They jam for it, and the puck's still free, apparently. Hewlett's in there digging. He comes up with a puck. Here's Mike Hewlett, gets a shot on, and it goes into the corner. Eddie Davis. Here's Eddie circling from behind, takes it in the slot, goes back to Collins at the point. He winds it up. His shot, bouncing high slot, bounces back to the blue line. Collins keeps it in. Brian Levac, he shoots it. It goes wide. Goes in the corner. Eddie Davis. Davis trying to flip it through. He gets tied up. The puck comes in behind the net. For Brown, we have a whistle. I think we get a man in the crease in the person of Mike Hewlett.
There was some pretty good hitting in front of Derek McTurk, throwing some heavy lumber in there. Mike Hewlett and Eddie Davis and Trevor Brown, along with the combination of the Watertown defense of Peter Moles and Brian Wilson. Craig Clemo, you mentioned he's a goaltender. He also plays some forward. He's playing a little defense tonight. He's very versatile, and he's the youngster that we mentioned that's the alternate on that select team.
Trevor Cameron now takes the faceoff, wins it back to Manning at the red line. He drops it to Jean-Paul Beauvert, back to Manning. Manning starts it ahead, takes it across the blue line. Here's Todd with it, stick handling it, flips it right in the slot, cleared back to the blue line and down the ice. I don't think it's going to make it for icing, though, as Jean-Paul Beauvert gets back to pick it up. Beauvert drops it for Freddie Kellison. Kellison, head man to Trevor Cameron. Cameron goes to Jean-Paul Beauvert. Beauvert breaks by, or tries to. He gets tied up by Clemo. Following up is Trevor Cameron. Here's Cameron centering right in front, and Kellison couldn't get a stick on it. He was too well tied up. Freddie goes after it in the corner, flips it to T. Cameron. All right in the slot to Bergeron. Makes the move, his shot, the save. Bergeron, the rebound, another save. Nice pass, nice move. Here they score from behind the net, I think. And Massena goes up 11-0. I don't know. I think maybe Kellison finally got his goal.
I'm not sure who got it in, but I feel sorry for Derek McTurk. He made two outstanding saves against Sebastian Bergeron, but he didn't get himself in position. After the second save, he wandered a little bit, and I think that one came from behind the net. It was thrown out, and it bounced off of McTurk and into the net, Jerry. So after making the two good saves, he didn't get to the post and cover up that short side. But he's a big, tall youngster, kind of gangly out there. And he's certainly, I don't know how much ice time he's seen this year, but he's getting a baptism of fire tonight.
5 seconds left in the period, 11-0 on the Pete scoreboard. Off the face-off, comes to Bergeron, 3 seconds, 2 seconds, bouncing around, and the buzzer sounds. So that'll end the second period mercifully. Here's the official on the goal. It is Kellison's goal. Trevor Cameron picking up the assist, and Sebastian Bergeron also picking up an assist.
Since one of my ex-players, Lonnie Avery, coaches Clifton Fine, I
wouldn't count them out.
No,
I would not count them out at all. They can beat any one of those four teams, other three teams. So we'll have to wait and see. Those semifinals, I think, are going to be on Wednesday, the Class C semifinals. We'll tell you more about the sectional setup as it becomes available. The meeting will be on Sunday of this week. I think it's at 10 o'clock. Here comes Massena's Brian Levac in front to LaBarge, and went behind him as we're underway in the third period. So hopefully by Sunday afternoon we'll know the exact setup for all the sectionals, and we'll let you know as soon as we know. Around the boards it comes. Of course, there's a penalty against Massena, I believe. No?
Yes, he's going to call Trevor Cameron for elbowing, and no question, Trevor Cameron just put the lick on the Watertown player down in the Massena end, caught him with the elbow, and just put him right on his backside and Malti.
I don't know what Wilder was complaining about. I thought it looked like Watertown had been called for a penalty the way he was complaining.
Well, maybe he felt that it should be a little bit more than a minute and a half, and Malti is kind of a little upset. He's hanging around the penalty box and having words with Trevor Cameron. He wants to get away, and Trevor wants to be still, or he could pick up a little bit more than a minute and a half. But
so Massena will be killing a penalty here. Let's see. We've got Jason Chilton out there, along with Sebastian Bergeron, Todd Collins, and Brian Levac. Off the face-off. Cyclones do control it in the corner. That's Peter Chandler. Chandler gets tied up by Levac. He flips it ahead, but there is Altieri to come up with it, looking to center. Now comes to Chandler's side of the net. In behind to Levac. He wraps it around the boards to the blue line. Chilton picks it up there as the defensemen try to keep it in, but Chile's going to control it. Headman pass to Bergeron. He races after it in the corner. There's Sebastian with it, centering to Chile in front. Nice shot, big save as Chile hit it on the fly, and Massena almost had another shorthanded goal. Back out to center ice, it comes to Danny Green for Watertown. Drop pass, here's Clemo's shot, and the save made by goaltender Mike Ramsdell. Puck in behind the net. Levac gets a piece of it with a stick, takes it in the corner, flips it down the ice. And it wraps around the boards in behind. And McTurk, no wait, that's Campo back in there. Campo's going to play it around the boards. Here's Bergeron looking to center it, nobody home from Massena. And it comes free to Altieri, who moves it out to center ice. Dan Green with the puck all by himself, flips it in the Massena zone, comes in behind the net. Aaron Barkley trying to poke it ahead, taken away by Chandler. Chandler in behind, picks up Collins. Puck bouncing free, comes into the circle. Bergeron pokes it out to center ice, and back after it there is Clemo. Greg Clemo circling. Massena makes some changes in penalty killers. Comes into the Massena zone. It goes by Aaron Barkley in behind. Barkley chasing after it, picks it up, plays it around the board. No, he's going to carry it. Headman, Adam Morris, he's going to have a breakaway. Here comes Adam busting in. Dekes it, puts it in the net. Adam Morris gets his second shorthanded goal of the game. No, wait a minute. Was the penalty up? I believe the penalty had just expired when Adam Morris scored the goal to make it 12-0, and that's Adam's hat trick, I believe.
Great pass out of the Raider end. I'm not sure what...
Barkley, I think.
Was it Aaron? Great pass. Hit Adam Morris right at the red line. The Watertown defense, no place in sight. They just completely got caught up in the offensive end of it. And Adam Morris took it and went in from the red line all the way in and just put a move on Kelly Campo, had him right back in the net and had him faked right out and took it to the backhand side.
And that is Morris's hat trick for tonight. Here comes Aldis with it, flipping it ahead to Davis. Eddie takes it in the zone and flips it in the corner. Around the boards for Kenny Smith. Kenny with the puck now, slides it back to Davis. Davis back to Smith. He kicks it in behind the net. Here comes Adam Morris after it. Adam trying to center it, hits the back of the net with it. Comes to Brian Wilson. He rides it around the boards, but Davis is there for Massena. Davis backhanding it in behind the net again, and it comes to Jory Altieri. Doesn't get it out of the zone. Here's Kellison to Adam. Breaks right in front of the net to Kellison. His shot, save made by goaltender Campo, and the puck comes in behind the net. Nice pass by Adam Morris. Here's Eddie Davis to the side of the net, and Campo, well, he looked to tie it up, but Morris pokes it away, but the whistle had blown, and with 12:04 left on the Corky's Collision scoreboard, Raiders lead it 12-0.
Great save by Kelly Campo. But what I was watching, Kenny Smith ran into Brian Wilson in the corner, and it just looked like a harmless little, the two ran into each other. Kenny went down, but he got up very gingerly and made his way under a great deal of difficulty to the Raider bench, and Coach Tim Long is looking at him right now.
Here's a shot by Manning from the point, and the save made, and Campo decides to cover it up, and will face it off again.
I think it's a smart move and a good move by Coach Mike Cole to put Kelly Campo back in there. Derek McTurk had enough shots in that second period, and let's share the wealth a little bit here.
There you go. Here comes Trevor Cameron in the corner from Massena, trying to center it. Bounces to the side of the net, and it's picked up by LaBarge. LaBarge rides it around behind the net. After it is Trevor Cameron again. He's ridden into the boards. Bouncing puck comes free to the blue line and out to center ice to John Paul Boisvert from Massena. Flips it over to Todd Manning. Manning at his own blue line. He's going to start it back. Here's Manning. Flips it ahead for Trevor Cameron. Cameron to Jake. Jake trying to drop it in. It's knocked down and back out to center ice. Boisvert is there. Flips it ahead for LaBarge. LaBarge bounce pass to Jake. He just pokes it in the zone. Cleared back out again. Bouncing puck comes to Danny Green. Oh, there's going to be a penalty on Trevor Cameron for hooking.
No question, and Trevor has just got himself in a bit of a tither. He just got out of the penalty box, and for an elbowing call, he's back out on the ice, and he put the big hook on the Watertown player right in front of the Watertown bench, right in front of the official, and there was no question that. Say, Kenny Smith is going off, going to the locker room. We're opening the gate down here to the east end, and he's going in the locker room, so evidently he's through for the night.
Yeah. So Massena will be killing off another penalty. Not that it makes really much of a difference here. Of course, you can't afford to take penalties like this against a good club. Watertown not really a big threat here, but against a good club, you can't afford to do that.
Well, that's Trevor's third minor, so he spent 4.5 minutes in the sin bin so far, and you can't help your club parked in there, Jerry.
Off the face-off, the puck controlled by Clemo. Clemo winds it up, his shot high over the net. Bounces back to the blue line. Brian Wilson trying to keep it in, he can't. Jake steals the puck. Here comes Jake, busting in from the left side, takes it in front, the backhander. Oh, big save! And a big one by Kelly Campos. He stayed with Jake. Jake thought he had him down and out of the play, but Campos slid across and made the save. and it's still 12-0 Massena.
I'll tell you, Brian Wilson, number 4, had the puck. At least he thought he had it out the offensive blue line, and he probably thought the Phantom of the Opera just went by and just stole it from him. Jake Morris just flashed by him, lifted his stick, and was gone with the puck. And only a great save by Kelly Campo at the other end prevented it being 13.
Off the faceoff, here's the shot by Bergeron, and the save made by Campo. 10:41 left, 12-0 Massena. We're in the third period, mercifully. 57 seconds left in the Massena penalty.
I'm sure Brian Wilson just didn't know where Jake Morris came from.
Off the faceoff, puck comes out to center ice. Todd Collins has it poked away, but Brian Levac is there to pick it up and dump it back down the ice. And Levac goes into the boards along with McCready. Puck in behind the net now. Picked up by Clemo, swept away by Bergeron, goes to Chile behind the net. It gets away from him. Comes over on the other side for Brian Wilson. Wilson rides it around the boards for Clemo. Clemo starts out. Clemo's pass goes to Wilson. Wilson to the Massena line. Stepping in front of it is Todd Collins. He skates through some traffic and takes it back in the Watertown zone. Nobody picks him up. He's going to shoot. Good save made by Campo on the pad. Puck bounces around behind the net. Massena's had all the chances in this Watertown power play. Here's Bergeron stealing the puck. Slides it free to Chile. And Altieri tried to throw the check, but he ended up on the ground, or on the ice, I should say. Now Brian Levac with it into the boards. Dump back out to center ice. Trevor Cameron comes back out on the ice and immediately heads for the bench. Bouncing puck. Here's Brian Levac moving it ahead for Freddie Kellison. Kellison kicks it in the zone. Back after it is Peter Moles, and we got a penalty against Watertown. They're going to touch the puck right now. Now Kellison and Moles have a little check there, but nothing comes of it. And the Cyclones are going to pick up a penalty right there with 8:22 or 9:22 remaining.
You mentioned Tim McCready. He thought he had Todd Collins lined up, and what he lined up was Joey Altieri, his own man. He threw a great hip check, but was his own man. Also got a message from Ray Brown to John Story. He said, John, you'll have to cut Eileen's allowance down because she won the 50-50 draw here tonight. So that's a message from Brownie.
Okay, John, you heard it. So Massena back on the power play. Some lights missing in the clock. We got to get Patterson to get on the stick there and replace those. No, I guess that is impossible, isn't it? Oh, well. Back to the point. Puck in the corner now. Massena moving it around the horn, poked away. And it comes to the blue line, but Aldis is going to keep it in. Flipping it to Jason Labarge at the 45. Aldis really looks good. He really has improved a lot, and he started out pretty good this year, but he really has become a force on the blue line for Massena. Puck in behind the net as Trevor Cameron goes down, stays with it, goes to Jake. Jake into the corner. Controls it. Nobody picks him up. He centers it right in front. The shot right on by Jason Labarge, and now Cameron gets whaled from behind, and he's a little bit upset. And Mel's got a hold of him. And Mel is not going to let him get to the Watertown player. That is Peter Chandler.
And I think Mel is telling him, you've picked up another minor penalty. And Trevor Cameron no sooner gets out of the box, and he's back in again. And I think he and Mel Tamalti have a little personality clash going here tonight. And I'll tell you, he's not going to win if he's up against the official. They're each going to get a high sticking and a slashing call. Looks like we got a timeout. Called by, I'm not sure if it's called by Massena or by Watertown, but that's each.
They're going to wipe those two penalties because they're matching minors with one already in. So I think we'll continue to skate 5-on-4 in favor of Massena.
Just was going to make the comment prior to that last penalty, Jerry, that even though they're down by 12, and again, I'm not evoking any sympathy for the Watertown club, but they haven't stopped hustling out there. They're still trying to. Number 24, Peter Moles, just dove head first a second ago to behind his own net to deflect the puck. So they're working as hard as they can. And again, that's a credit to Coach Mike Cole and his assistant coach Sam Caswell.
8:45 remaining, third period. And on the Corky's Collision scoreboard, Raiders lead at 12-0. 53 seconds of power play left. And this will be the Raiders' 20th win of the year.
And Jerry, again, looking across the way to the timeout coach, Mike Cole is really working hard. He's imploring, he's pleading his club. You can tell him by his animation over there. He's telling him to continue to work hard, don't bunch up, no stupid penalties. Look at, they're getting together in there, you know, hands in it. Come on, gang. That tells me a lot for when you're getting hammered 12-0 and you still, you know, that's tough to keep the head up and keep the spirits going, but he's trying like hang. So that full marks to Coach Mike Cole.
Face off right side in the Watertown zone. 8:45 left. Chris Cameron's out there with Jake Morris and Jason Labarge. Off the face-off, Watertown controlling it out to center ice is McCready. He loses to Aldous. And it comes to Jake, who drops it to Jason Labarge. Labarge across the blue line, stick handles by the D. Here's Jason circling in the corner, setting up the power play. Aldous back to Labarge, back to Aldous, and it's over his head. A little bit too much mustard on that from Jason Labarge. In fact, it runs all the way back in the Massena zone. Aaron Barkley back to pick it up as McCready up there to forecheck. Labarge, head man to Jake Morris. Morris takes it across the blue line. In the corner, stops. Back to the point to Barkley. Aaron with it. Drops it to Jake. Jake in the circle. Trying to flip to Cameron, went off a leg. Chris picking it up in the corner. Here's Cameron dropping it to Jake. Jake back to Cameron at the 45. Chris back in the corner for Jake. Back to Cameron, side of the net. Now Chris takes it in behind. Man is back. We're back to even Steven. As the puck comes to Jake, goes back to Cameron, knocked away, but Chris goes after it in the corner. He gets tied up, but stays with it. Bouncing puck gets away. Here comes Chris in front to Jake. His shot, the save made. Bouncing puck, Chris Cameron wings at it. Now Morris. Here's a shot. The puck sits in the slot. Labarge has shot the save, and finally, Kelly Campo ties it up.
Just out of pure exhaustion, or they're just simply overwhelmed. That puck laid there for probably 8 to 10 seconds, and the Raiders had time, just like you were picking, you know, peas out of your salad, Jerry. They had plenty of time to look down. First one Massena player would pick it out and shoot the goaltender to make the save. Rebound come out. Another player look. Oh, there it is over there. And I just, you can't do that and expect to have a successful season.
Trevor Brown out there with Freddie Kellison and Mike. Back to the point. Here's a shot. It's wide. That's Mike Hewlett, I started to say. In the corner after it, Kellison, ridden into the boards there by Greg Clemo. And finally coming up is Peter Chandler. Or excuse me, that's Jory Altieri. He's ridden into the boards. There's going to be a penalty on Hewlett as soon as Massena touches the puck, which shouldn't be too long, I wouldn't think. Right there. Trevor Brown touches it. The whistle blows. And Hewlett will go to the gate, or get the gate.
Not one way to endear yourself to the coach, to get a little more playing time out there, Mike. He was out. He wants to be aggressive. He wants to show the coach. He had tried to throw a check before, and he had missed the Watertown player, and the puck came back in the corner, and he had another purple shirt lined up. Missed him, but decided to get a piece of him with the foot. And Lenny Landrew right there, good call, and Mike Hewlett's going to spend a minute and a half in the penalty box.
Off the faceoff, Brian Levac. Levac and Collins out there, along with Bergeron and Chili. Along the boards, here comes Chilton into the zone. He stops, circles. He's got Clemo on him, gets knocked down, but stays with it. And on his belly, he flips it back to Collins at the Massena blue line. He goes to Brian Levac. Here comes Levac to Bergeron. Sebastian to Chili. Chili back to Sebastian in front. His shot, he fires it wide. Puck around the boards. Comes to Levac. He cranks it up. It's blocked. And back down the ice it goes into the Massena zone, blocked by Jory Altieri. Here's Collins with it behind his own net. Gets knocked down, but it comes to Chilton. And Chili circles with 45 seconds left in the penalty to Massena. Here comes Chili building up the head of steam. He's got Bergeron with him. Here's Chilton in the corner. He gets knocked down. The puck comes to Bergeron. He overskated it. And back the other way comes Watertown. Down the ice is Peter Chandler. Check that. That's Chip Stever in the corner. He has it swept away by Brian Levac. Still 12-0 Massena. Raiders, Brian Levac. Oh, he just got tripped. And down the ice it goes. And that's going to be a penalty against Watertown as the whistle blows.
One of those real, that one's tough for Mel to call. He doesn't want it, but he had to, I guess. Real innocent, was a trip on the Watertown player. He, unintentional, but Joey Altieri, they all count. And right at the blue line. Right,
got his stick tied up in Brian Levac's legs, and Brian went down, and that's a trip no matter whether it's intentional or not.
That's right, and they just couldn't afford to avoid calling that one. And Brian did a nice dive on it also. He is that 5:48?
I hope so.
I think it's 5:48 left in this hockey game.
Off the face-off, the shot right on by Trevor Cameron, and the save made by Kelly Campo. 12-0 Raiders on the Corky's Collision scoreboard. 5:47 remaining on the clock. Massena will win their 20th here against 3 losses. They are 7-2 in the league after this win.
Trying to see if Trevor can stay out of the penalty box this time.
Here's a shot from the point by Brian Levac, and the save made by Campo, and we'll do it again. Face off in the Watertown zone. We're skating 4-on-4 right now for 5 more seconds, or is that 9 more seconds? 9 more seconds. And then Massena will go on the power play. Here's Adam Morris trying to drop it in the corner for Trevor Cameron. Cameron trying to sweep it, gets tied up, but stays with it. And Adam Morris comes in to pick the puck out. Back to the point. There's a penalty. And Cameron gets another penalty for holding.
That's his 4th of the period and 5th of the game. And the old saying, like moth to a flame, moth to a flame. Trevor has just drawn his 4th penalty of the period. And what he did, he put a leg hold on the Watertown player in the corner that kind of sandwiched them, knocked him to the ice, 2 of them, and as he was down, he clutched the Watertown player and just grabbed him by the leg and upended him, and Lenny Landrew right on the spot.
Now we're going to have a change here for Massena. Jake Morris and Chris Cameron come out, and also Jason Labarge, and somebody's got to come out. Got one too many out there. Oh, wait a minute. No, they'll probably wash those penalties, I imagine, so it'll still be a 5-on-4 power play. So Massena will remain on the power play for 1:08. Off the face-off. Puck bounces free to Jason Labarge, back to Aldis, who just dumps it in the corner. Chris Cameron in behind the net now. Cameron rides it to Jake around the boards. Jake back to Barkley. Barkley to Jake Morris in the corner. Chris Cameron. Cameron circles in behind the net. Drops it for Jake. Here's Jake. Dropping it for Labarge. Poked away, but Jason stays with it to Chris Cameron. There's crisscrossing behind the net. Now Chris takes it out behind the net. Jason Labarge. Labarge in the corner now. Has it taken away, and down the ice it goes. Back after it is Aaron Barkley. Barkley steps by a check. Has it knocked away by McCready, and McCready shovels it in the corner. Chris Cameron is there. Cameron loses it. Here's Clemo. Gets a shot off, goes in behind the net. Barkley. McCready rides him into the boards. Bouncing puck comes to Cameron. Cameron gets tied up but flips it. It goes to Barkley. Headman to Jake, and here comes Jake down the sideline. Morris in the zone. In the corner now, stops, has it knocked away, stays with it though, and it comes to Cameron. Cameron has it poke checked away, and the Cyclones are going to move it back out to center ice. Here's Peter Chandler across the blue line. In the zone now, ridden out of the play, it comes to Jason Labarge. Labarge steps by a check, overskates it. Todd Collins is there to flip it behind the net. Jason Labarge has it knocked away. Puck bounces. Oh, Chili just threw a check. Nice check. And down the ice comes Labarge. Jason has it poked away before he can get the shot off. And the bouncing puck back out to center ice. Here's McCready. McCready just flips it to the Massena line. Across the blue line, we got a delay offsides. And he fires it, but offsides will be the call. And we're down to 3:33 left in the 3rd period. Still 12-0 Massena.
You mentioned Jason Chilton really laid a lick on Tim McCready down here in the Raider end, and Tim was slow coming back. The play went to the Massena end. Watertown gained control of it and dumped it out of the zone, and the last man back was... Oh, we have a little...
Actually, nothing. Trevor Cameron was talking with the other guy that was in the box. It didn't look like anything was going to happen, but then it looked like it might after a few minutes.
And As we mentioned, Tim McCready, the last man back. The puck came to him, and he was still hurting from that check. He couldn't even. He had a breakaway, but he couldn't turn it into anything. He was too sore and a little bit winded too from that check on Jason Chilton. And right now, the officials are talking to the Raider coaching staff, and I have a feeling I know what it's about. But Mel Tamalti and really jawing at. He's saying something to the coaching staff, and now he's coming over and he's going to say something to the Watertown coaching staff.
3:33 left in the third period. 12-0 Massena. Off the face-off. Puck dumped in the Massena zone. It comes whistling in behind the net. Round the horn it goes. Bergeron flipping it to Chilton. A little behind him. Chile had to turn around and pick it up. Now his long head man bounces by everybody. Freddie Kellison chasing it down in behind the Watertown defense. Wraps it around. The shot right on. And the save made by goaltender Kelly Campo. And he's going to hold on for the faceoff.
And I know the officials are like you and I, Jerry, at this stage right now. They'd like to see that clock just flipped on the on button and continue to run and get this last 3:13 wiped off the board. So
off the face-off. It comes to Kellison. His shot, he fires it wide. Puck around the boards. Todd Manning is there. Riding it into the corner. He's taken into the board, stays with it though, and finally it pokes free. The Cyclones move it out. Trying to move it out of there is Darrell Wilder. He flips it to the Massena line. John Paul Beauvais is there. Picks up a couple of forecheckers, stick handles, in behind the Massena net. Here's Beauvais with it. Flipping it ahead. It's going to go all the way down the ice and right on net, as a matter of fact. And Campo makes a save and flips it in the corner. Jason Chilton is there from Massena. Here's Chilton now. Oh, boy, he's taken into the boards, and it's going to be a penalty. Why'd they blow the whistle? If it's on Watertown, it's on Chile. What do you get him, high sticking?
Roughing? Call him roughing. I
thought he was the recipient of that check.
He was sandwiched by two Watertown players. I thought he initially called it on Watertown.
So
I was going to say, gee whiz, this stage of the game, that really wasn't a violation, but he called it on Chile. I don't understand, but he must have snuck a punch in there that we couldn't see.
That could very well be. And Chile went right to the box, didn't argue at all, so. Massena going to kill a penalty here, and Brian Levac drops it for Adam Morris. Morris has it knocked away, but gets it back again. In the corner, poked away from him. There's Clemo. Clemo bouncing it free. Here's Adam. Oh, Adam just got tripped up from behind, but Watertown controls the puck. And out to center ice. Here's Clemo. They had a 3-on-2, and Clemo overskated it. Takes it across the blue line, gets taken away, and Massena back the other way. Here's Levac. Flips it to Adam Morris. Here comes Morris. Oh, boy, he almost got by Wilson again, but that time Wilson stayed with it. And it comes back to the point, to Collins. Collins flips it in the corner. Stopped in behind the net by the goaltender Campo. Eddie Davis is there to flip it into the corner. Brian Levac with it. Levac back to Collins at the point. He cranks it up, and it goes wide around the boards, and Morris can't keep it in. Here's Adam with it. Has it poked away by McCready. McCready, though, oh, boy, he just got elbowed by Collins, but Collins stays with it and moves it back out to center ice. Here's Eddie Davis, ahead to Adam Morris. Morris shoots. The save made by Campo. It goes in the corner. Adam with it there. Flipping in front for Davis. It goes bouncing back to the point. Here's a shot by Collins, knocked down. Adam Morris with it, circling to the blue line. Drops it to Collins. Collins winds it up and misfired on it. And he blamed his stick. You think it was the stick's fault? Here's a shot by Collins around the boards, and we're in the final minute. Here comes Trevor Brown, stick handling behind the net, looking for Hewlett. Hewlett's in the slot. He can't get on the puck. Goes back to Collins at the point. His shot is knocked down. And finally, the Cyclones are going to ice the puck. And with 44 seconds the whistle blows, and we'll have a face-off in the Cyclone zone.
Again, the Watertown club outmatched, outmuscled, but a lot of heart out there, Jerry. They're continuing to give it the best shot that they can, and considering the score, they're pretty composed, keeping the sticks down. A lot of full marks to Watertown.
Trevor Cameron out there to take the face-off. He wins the draw, bouncing puck, and it goes into the corner. In behind the net, Cyclones control. Back to Cameron again. He stick handles to the point. Barkley goes to Chris. Has it bounced by him, comes up with it. Gets by Clemo, centers it right in front, and it's knocked down. And it bounces just out to center ice, where Chris Cameron picks it up and turns it around again. Here's Cameron. Busting by one, by two. Here's Cameron dropping it back to the point. Barkley, but the whistle blows. Aaron scored the goal, but I think Campo with a whistle had led up on it. And the faceoff will move outside the zone on the offside call.
No question it came out, not by much, but the official a little bit behind the play, but he still had the angle on it. It came out maybe by 2 inches, and Aaron Barkley knows it, but he really he golfed one from the blue line, and it went through traffic and found right over the glove of Kelly Campo, but offside just by a tad.
Massena makes a change. Trevor Brown's line coming out there. Eddie Davis and Mike Hewlett. Off the face, the puck goes to the blue line. We have a whistle.
Yeah.
And I think we're going to have matching minors with 13 seconds left. Eddie Davis, or just Watertown penalty, apparently. That's going to be Dan Green. I think he got Davis, too. I thought so.
Yeah. And he might have had, I thought he was also going to call Trevor Brown. Trevor tattooed his opposing center with a little shot, but Lenny Landrew was too busy with the two in front of him. But Eddie Davis and
Chandler and Brown will draw. Off the face-off, the puck comes to John Paul Beauvert. 10 seconds left. He's going to shoot from the red line, and the puck goes in behind the net. Hewlett throws a check, and the bouncing puck to the blue line as the buzzer sounds, and Brown throws the check. And the game is over, fortunately, and it ends 12-0 for the Massena Red Raiders. And guess what? Mike Ramsdell has another shutout.
Another shutout. That's, I think, trying to figure out how many periods for Mike. Probably 8 or 9 shutout periods, and we'll see how many shots he had. 22 shots prior, or 28 shots prior to tonight's game. So he's pitching a shutout in there and doing an excellent job. Total domination by Massena out here tonight. Watertown simply did not have the talent level, number-wise, to stack up to the Massena Red Raiders, but they never stopped hustling, Jerry. Certainly their goaltenders, McTurk and along with Kelly Campo, had plenty of action, and those two will be, they'll go to sleep tonight without much.
No problem. They'll probably sleep on the way home.
Yes, I'm sure they will.